Hey everyone, this is Dai from Ecom Ops. If you're a dropshipper, you probably don't want to use AliExpress anymore. And to be fair, AliExpress is really not great for scaling. However, even as a private dropshipping agent, I'm going to tell you right now that AliExpress is one of the best tools you can use while starting out testing new products. And we even tell a lot of our clients that want to test to just test it on AliExpress first before scaling products with us. And you want to probably actually avoid agents and suppliers out there who offer zero MOQ or no daily volume. I'll talk about why. And I'll talk about why AliExpress is still one of the best tools to test products and some tips to use it effectively. The thing about AliExpress is that AliExpress was not made for a dropshipping platform. AliExpress is basically like China's Amazon, and dropshippers started using it for dropshipping. Now, this is actually a negative and a positive. Negative because obviously, these sellers aren't prepared for dropshippers, so that's why you can't scale very well with them because they don't have that much inventory. However, as sellers, similar to Amazon sellers, they do have some inventory. And when you're first starting out, when you're testing new products, you're not gonna get that much volume anyways, so you're gonna have pretty decent processing times and shipping times. Basically, when you scale, you move on. Before you scale, it's going to be similar to just buying something from Amazon. Well, slower obviously, but still, when you're actually testing, AliExpress is really not that bad at lower volumes. And these AliExpress sellers, they have stock. Not much, but they have some stock, and this is key, by the way. In dropshipping or e-commerce, you really want to think about testing as a funnel. You want something flexible and low risk. So think about it in terms of 3 stages: the testing stage, validation stage, and the scaling stage. So let's say for every 10 products, honestly, that you test, 3 might be profitable, as in just above break even, but only maybe 1 or 2 of them might actually be worth scaling. And this is for even the most experienced dropshippers out there. And the thing about AliExpress is that it allows you to test super quickly and flexibly and move on from losers during these early stages without worrying about getting quotes from agents, waiting for stock. And once you actually find something that's profitable, then you work with an agent like us to actually get stock and scale that up to something much bigger. Now, I want to talk about a quick comparison about suppliers and agents recently who've been advertising zero MOQ or no daily volume services. Now, the thing is, they're going to be the opposite of something like an AliExpress seller, because for a lot of the products that you want to sell, they just don't really have stock, because they have no MOQ. They're not pre-stocking at all for you. And trust me, you don't have these, especially smaller agents or suppliers, just sitting around saying, oh, I'm gonna take a huge risk and carry all of these products, whether they sell or not, just to support all of these low volume dropshippers. I mean, it just doesn't work like that, and it's not a smart business decision. And what's going to happen is that because they don't have that stock, they offer zero MOQ. They have to order small batches, individual pieces every single time they fulfill orders, which is actually going to be more expensive. It's going to take a longer processing time, and even if they use better shipping methods, it probably is going to end up slower than some AliExpress seller with stock already. Now, some of these are going to have stock of some products. However, think about it this way: why do they have stock of that product? They have that stock because other dropshippers are probably selling it. They're probably supplying it already. Well, do you really want to be competing with other dropshippers anyways? I mean, you want to be looking for stuff that no other dropshippers or few other dropshippers are actually selling. So it's kind of like a situation where if they don't have stock, that's kind of good for you in the way that it's something new and you can sell it without competition. However, that's going to make your supply chain really slow. And if they do have stock, most likely you have competition already. So it's kind of like a lose-lose situation. So be careful. Now, obviously, some agents, maybe you worked with it for a while, they might offer you zero MOQ. If you trust them, definitely go for it, but definitely be careful about random suppliers that you see that offer zero MOQ. It's probably probably not even going to be as good as AliExpress. One point that I really want to emphasize is that when you're starting at a new store, your first few hundred orders is really not going to matter that much. I mean, obviously you want to fulfill the orders. However, if you're looking to build a 6-7 figure store, the first 50, couple hundred orders, as you're doing testing, as you're validating before you're actually scaling up, the customer experience does matter somewhat, but it's not going to affect the long-term ability for you to scale this store as long as you quickly try to build up your supply chain by working with a better supplier. We established that AliExpress, we definitely recommend that as a tool to test new products, and let's talk about some tips to actually work with them effectively. AliExpress is kind of like Amazon, where you're gonna have a lot of different types of sellers. You're gonna have sellers who have no stock, you have sellers who have a lot more experience with their own warehouse, you have direct from factory sellers even. So you're gonna have a huge variety of different sellers on AliExpress, which is, by the way, both good and bad. That means that you have to do your homework even before you make your first sale. Yeah, it takes a lot of time. Well, e-commerce is not that easy, right? Just spend some hours, some days after you find your product, just find multiple sellers, 5 or 10 maybe, shortlist the top 3 with the highest ratings and filter for their length in business. And you really want to kind of filter for a relatively longer length in business, and also you want to try to filter for seller ratings that have higher than 97% or so. There are a lot of ways to kind of game these ratings, so like 90% is probably not good actually, so something like 95, 97% or plus, and filter for those sellers. One thing is that you want to worry a little bit less about the number of product reviews. Now, you want to make sure the product you're selling is actually good, right? So you want to see that this product has high reviews across different sellers. However, a lot of AliExpress sellers, they're going to run different products, and they're also kind of testing, selling new products all the time. So just because a great seller doesn't have that many ratings on the product that you want, as long as you think it's a good product, don't worry about it as much, because it's the seller that's much more important. In terms of shipping, before COVID, ePacket was pretty good. Now COVID, it's still kind of lingering on. Generally speaking, I definitely suggest that you choose AliExpress standard shipping. It's really pretty decent. It's quite affordable as well. Sometimes it's more expensive than ePacket, but definitely avoid ePacket right now until COVID gets better. AliExpress standard shipping is my recommendation for the shipping option that you use. What you want to do, even after you start selling your product and start testing with these AliExpress sellers, is that you want to have a couple of backups. I mean, first, you did your research, right? You found maybe 2 or 3 options. Have them as backups, have conversations with them, make sure you keep that relationship warm, and that is going to allow you to have backup options that you can just reach out to and start fulfilling with them if anything happens with the first AliExpress seller, because stuff can actually happen. Use some tools, use systems to make your life a lot easier when you're using AliExpress, even for testing. So in terms of making ordering easier, there's DSers and there's Oberlo. They're both kind of front-end tools on top of AliExpress that allows you to bulk order a lot easier. I personally recommend DSers. It's lightweight and it works really well, but you can use Oberlo as well. And then the other thing as well is that if you build a great relationship with your AliExpress seller, you could ask for a VIP link. Who knows, maybe if your seller is really great and you have conversations with them and they tell you have a lot of stock and you trust them, maybe you can actually even use them for a long time before even using an agent, and just ask for a VIP link. It's only going to be for you, and it's going to make things a lot smoother before you really want to scale up and use an agent. Now, here's a strategy that we see a lot of our experienced clients do to kind of get that great balance between being able to test flexibly and scaling up something that really works. Is that a lot of our clients is that they actually use a general store or some kind of testing store to just really test products and run ads at, and there's not as much concern about customer feedback, about shipping speeds. By the way, take care of your customers still, no matter what, but still, that's going to be lower risk. And when they actually find a real winner, that's when they might get a, well, our clients would just actually work with us, but then that's when you, okay, either get a VIP link from AliExpress from your seller, or this is when you actually start looking for an agent, and then you scale with a completely different store, one product store, narrow niche store. You start a new brand, and this brand is going to be completely new, so anything that happened in this testing store doesn't really matter. And this is where you're going to be able to scale this product way up, assuming that it is actually working effectively in terms of marketing. And this is how you scale it up and also have the flexibility of testing with AliExpress. Now, one of the things that we actually see some of our more experienced clients do is that when you first test, many times it becomes super obvious if a product just simply does not work. If you run some ads and in a day or two, like ROAS is like literally like 0.5, you got one sale and it's just not working at all, then what a lot of our bigger clients do is that they just cancel those orders. They just refund those orders, tell the customer it's out of stock. It doesn't affect the customer experience that much. It doesn't really hurt anything. You don't have to worry about figuring out how to fulfill those orders, and you just quickly move on. It's not gonna really cost you that much. You gotta be very mindful of doing it as soon as possible, obviously, but then that allows you to give you even more flexibility to just be able to test super quickly and just being able to use AliExpress without really kind of damaging your store or your account. All right, everyone, so hope that was helpful. AliExpress has gotten a lot of a bad rep recently, but I do really think it's still really great for testing. And if you are ready, when you are ready to scale up, when you have consistent orders, we at Ecom Ops, we're happy to help you. We're gonna link ourselves below. Before that though, feel free to join our Facebook group where we have a lot of operations and logistics content. And if you like this video and want to see more, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell button as well to see more. And until next time, thank you for watching. This is Dai from Ecom Ops. See you later.